Welcome to another book spotlight. Today we're looking at AXIOM-MAN First Night Out, episode 0. Take a look there. And it's called episode 0 for a reason. See, I finished the first AXIOM-MAN book, and I wrote the sequel, which will be in another video, of course. But I wanted to kind of bridge the gap between the two a little bit more. On the first video, I talked about the first novel being kind of in two parts. It has a flashback sequence of the origin, and then it has like the modern day narrative of the main story. But there's a 4-month gap of time in between those two narratives. So I wrote this, First Night Out, and it takes place between that 4 months earlier and the main narrative of the first AXIOM-MAN book. And this is about simply Gabriel becoming AXIOM-MAN, making the suit, making the decision, giving the reasons why he wants to be this, instead of using his powers for his own gain, or just not using them at all, or just keeping it to himself, or just using them for convenience at home, maybe share the secret with a few people. You can go to Hollywood. You can do whatever you want when you got superpowers in a world of ordinary people. And but no, of course he became a superhero, and this book gets into that. And as it's called First Night Out, it talks about or shares the story of his first night out as AXIOM-MAN and what that would feel like. Like the first time stepping out into the night downtown and you're wearing tights, and you're a grown person, and you'd think you'd feel silly, and especially if it's not Halloween. Like on Halloween night, if he did this, he'd feel more comfortable because everyone else would be dressed up as something too. But yeah, he's on his own. He goes out there and tries to make a difference, and he has no idea what he's doing. So I'm going to read you the synopsis off the back of this, and I wanted to share something that's cool about these books. See, on the back, on all the books in bold at the very top, it has a quick origin recap, and they all start the same. I read it in the first video. I'll read it in this one, but I'll leave it alone for subsequent videos for the saga. But this is just to make the point that I like the idea that this is part of every segment or every installment of the AXIOM-MAN saga. So the little recap is always, one night Gabriel Garrison was visited by a nameless messenger who bestowed upon him great power, a power intended for good. Once discovering what this power was and what it enabled him to do, Gabriel became AXIOM-MAN, a symbol of hope in a city that had none. Here's the story. The messenger has fled, leaving Gabriel alone with mysterious abilities he knows little about. The things he can do, the powers, the options are limitless, but only if he knows how to use them. As he embarks on the path of discovery, Gabriel must try to understand why he was chosen to receive the most powerful of all gifts and, with the help from no other, come to a decision as to what to do with them, even if it takes the death of an innocent to convince him. First Night Out. It's a novella, as you can see by its length. It's about approximately 20,000 words, whereas the first book was about 63,000 words or so. And these novellas, excuse me, that go in between each bigger book. The idea is the thicker books are meant to be more like feature films, and these novellas that go in between are meant to be more like half-hour shows. So in terms of size and scope, they're more condensed. They're simpler in that context as compared to the books, which are more in-depth and more detailed, because there's room for that, because again, they're meant to be written more like feature movies as opposed to episodes. And that's why this is called episode 0, because it's an episode. So yeah, so this is AXIOM-MAN, First Night Out, beginning of his career, trying to be a superhero in a world without any. Go check it out.